goodness, what an absolute honor to be here on such a special occasion. So, it's not good, okay. Here I am. I was not always in a wheelchair. When I was a teenager, I unfortunately fell from a 3-story window, which caused a spinal cord injury in my neck and my lower back. And when that happened, my life as I knew it changed. In an instant, I went from a fiercely independent person to a lost soul, completely unaware and frankly scared of what the future would and could hold. I did not have the tools to process my new reality. Instead of being able to focus on what I knew, I had to focus on something completely different, something almost unbearably challenging, and that was to somehow piece back together a shattered life. So how does one do that? How does one pick up the pieces and move forward from something so traumatic? Well, it's not easy, and it takes time, sometimes a lot of time. And it all starts with the choice and the association that surrounds you. For me, inch by inch, I was able to improve and grow. What started as tasks as simply writing my name, feeding myself, and brushing my own teeth turned into getting dressed and pushing a wheelchair. As my confidence increased, I took on larger challenges. I remember while being an inpatient in the hospital, I went swimming a few times. There was a pool not too far from the hospital where the rec department used after hours. And on one of those swimming occasions, I remember coming up with a brilliant plan of trying to swim on my stomach. My thought was I could use a snorkel to breathe through, and then to the best of my ability, use a crawl stroke to swim around. So that was the plan. And the plan was working well until the snorkel popped out of my mouth. Then to make matters worse, I then realized that given my function level, I could not get my head above the water to breathe. So I began to panic. And as I panicked, I started pushing on the water with all of my might and wildly flailing my arms. And then a few moments later, the people that were spotting me, who were only a few feet away, they rolled me back over on my back, and they said something I will never forget. With fear on my face, gasping for air, they said, "Wow, you were doing great!" And I said, "Doing great? Are you kidding me? I was drowning." Well, what I learned in that moment is apparently my drowning stroke looks an awful lot like my best crawl stroke. Well, a few months later, I discharged from the hospital. And outside those walls, I learned how to drive again. I took back the ski slopes to sit skier. I re-enrolled in school and later graduated in mechanical engineering. During the summers, I interned at Boeing a few times. And I also had I worked as a camp counselor at Camp Parsons. I worked there when I was in high school, and I continued to work there when I was in college. And the last time I was there, I was actually the program director. So from there, later I got a job with the Federal Aviation Administration. I worked there for 16 years. And along the way, I bought a condo. I married the love of my life. We traveled the world. And now we have a son who is 15 months old. And last week, he took his first step. And on top of all that, I co-founded a company with a good friend of mine, Darren Donaldson, named Billy Footwear, where we now have placement on our own e-commerce site, billyfootwear.com, but as well as Nordstrom and Zappos. And actually next week, on Friday, we will be featured on a live TV plug on QVC. So when I reflect back on where I was when I first got injured, a time where I had the toxic belief that it was not worth living if you couldn't walk. When I think about that dark backdrop against where I am now, I would say my life is pretty good. And I say that not in the spirit of trying to put myself on a pedestal, because that is not me. I say that with the hopes that it illustrates the capacity we each have within us all, the ability to grow and to build our potential. But here's the thing. We can make a choice to stretch ourselves and try new things. But if we are not empowered by a supporting association, it is very difficult to move forward. When I first got hurt, I was surrounded by friends, family, and medical professionals that believed in me and saw potential in me before I saw potential in myself. Through their love and support, I was able to grow. And with that love and appreciation, I was able to do better things. And that is so much what I love about the Scouting program. Scouting is a supporting arm that fosters a positive environment and helps aspiring youth build their capacity beyond what they think is possible and help them discover their untapped potential. Through Scouting, we are challenged by circumstances not in the attempt to break us, but in the attempt to strengthen us, to learn, to improve, and to pay those lessons forward with experience and just overall leadership and love. And as we move forward, we grow. And through that growth, we find joy in the journey. So tonight is a very, very special night. We are here tonight to keep that journey going, to invest in others, knowing we will have a positive return. So, it started off special. Let's continue to make it special. Let's have a great, great evening. Let's go big and make a huge difference. And in doing so, if you happen to find yourself waving that card around, flailing your arms, and it feels like you're drowning, don't worry. Friends are only a few feet away, and I'm sure they will say, "You're doing great."